Hello, humanoids. Today is Thanksgiving, so I want to wish each and every one of you a happy Thanksgiving. What else is possible in your life? What can you do and be today that would create more, right? And I want to talk about giving a chocolate turkey a ride in my grocery basket. But before I do that, I need to give you some information, and then we're going to do some clearings today. So when I was in Kansas visiting my grandson, I noticed that Derek came over and he had a sticky candy in his hand and he gave it to me. And as soon as he gave it to me, I'm like, ick, right? And he shouldn't be carrying this around. So, like, I'm impelling my points of view on this child. And I recognize that, sticky fingers make sticky walls, and they just had their house painted, and there was all kinds of stuff going on in my head, right? All kinds of stuff that I learned from my parents. And I don't remember what happened then. Oh, he came and took the candy back from me because I wasn't going to eat it. So I put it on the table because it's all sticky, right? He's had his hands on it and it's all sticky. And he wanted to share it with me. And basically what he was doing was he was like, here, Grandma, this is for you. Aren't you as excited about this candy as I am? And I wasn't. So there was a message that I sent to him. And as I'm thinking these thoughts, I'm also impelling things on him that it's wrong, it's bad, he shouldn't be carrying candies around. So those were my interesting points of view. And then later, maybe 2 days later, it was Halloween. And on Halloween, he opened a little bag of M&Ms and he poured them out. And then he loved them and he started carrying them around. So we all have this tactile thing. So I've worn dresses for many, many years and skirts because I like the way they swish around my legs. I like the feeling of that. I've seen people that have blankets that they want a certain kind of blanket on their bed because they like the feel of that against their body. I know people that wear silk underwear because that's what makes them feel good. We all have some tactile thing that we're doing. So he wanted to carry these little M&Ms around. And I recognized it was the feel of them because he loved them. He wanted them, but he didn't want to eat them. He just liked them, right? And my son starts going off like I used to go off. You need to eat it or I'm going to throw it in the trash. So what does that create? That creates that thing that I got it, I love it, and I have to stuff it in my mouth, right? We've all had that said to us, and we've all actually done it to somebody else. We've impelled our interesting point of view, and today what we're going to clear is some impellment that we have had from others and the things that we've impelled. So I recognized that we could do something different. So what can we do? How can I create something different here? And suddenly I realized he likes the feel of it. So I went and got a little baggie. We put the little M&Ms in the baggie. And he walked around feeling the M&Ms and looking at them. And I said, what you looking at? He liked the little M on the M&M because it was like the little M of the guy that's on the commercial, I guess, on TV. So I talked about M stands for mommy and mummy and, monkey. We went through all the M words because he's 4 and we had a good time and he was loving these candies. And of course, I was still thinking this is a little bit strange. Interesting point of view. I had that point of view. And if I didn't have that interesting point of view, what else could I be and do? And so as I'm putting this together, I was remembering my other grandson, who is now 10, but around the time he was either 3-ish or 4, I'm not really sure what age he was. I had picked him up at Montessori. It was Easter time or around Easter time. They'd had their little Easter party before Easter. And he couldn't stop talking about this little bitty bunny that he got. It was a little bitty bunny and it was wrapped in foil and he recognized it. And I could tell it was the first time he recognized that it was like a bunny. So it was intriguing to him. It was fascinating to him. And I took him to my house, and at the time I had a big table. So we put all the little candies out on the big table and we played with them. We had the bunny poop the jelly beans. I mean, he's a boy, so we were playing with the little candies on the table. He had so much fun that day playing with them. He wasn't gobbling them. He wasn't eating them. He was playing with the candy because it was cute and it was fascinating him. And I was like, okay with that. I was in that mood and it just worked for both of us. And then his dad calls and says, I'm going to pick him up, because I used to pick him up before he got off of work if he was running late, so that there wasn't additional fees at the Montessori school. And I had picked him up. And so I'm talking to his dad, and I said, your dad's going to be here in a few minutes. And when I got off the phone, I turned around and everything was gone. He had gobbled it all down, right? Because his dad was going to do that thing that I've done to my kids and my parents did to me. And it's that thing like, if you don't eat it now, you're not getting it. We're throwing it in the trash. And what he really wanted to do was play with it and then put it up and play with it again and then put it up and play with it again. And what if it was made for our enjoyment and we didn't have to gobble it? So everywhere you've had that impelled point of view that you have to eat it now, or it's going to be put in the trash, or it's going to be gone, or it's going to disappear. Let's destroy it and create it all on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I want everyone to bell jar all their equipment, all their computers, because I can feel the energy coming up, all your computers, everything that you have that's electrical in your house. I didn't know what a bell jar was. A bell jar is that glass top that you put on top of a cake, the glass top you put on top of a object that you want to look through and see the object. Okay, so just imagine that you're bell jarring everything. Because if you don't bell jar stuff, sometimes electronics go wonky, because what we're doing is we're being an algorithm interrupt. We're changing the vibrations, and by changing those vibrations, it works on the frequency of the electricity. So we're letting all of that go. So I want to clear a lot of things that have been impelled on us about eating. So I grew up in a family, there was 5 of us, and I've done a lot of work on Little Debbie's recently, because we used to get those packets and there's 6 in the Little Debbie. So if we ate ours fast enough, we might get that 6th one, or a piece of the 6th one. So everywhere you gobbled something so you could get more, because someone else was going to get it instead of you on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when we're doing a 6, okay, so 6 is erase the memories of the impelled points of view. So anywhere you feel impelled or compelled to do something, do a 6. And it unsolidifies all of that crap in your system, okay? Because we've locked this stuff into our system. So anywhere your parents told you to clean your plate, or you'd get in trouble, and you're still running that, you still got that in your system on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just let that go. 3 meals a day. You have to have 3 meals a day. Have you ever asked body, what do you want? Body, when would you like to eat? Body, what would be nutritious to you? I have just barely started asking myself these questions, and it's interesting that my choices are so different. So everywhere you were compelled, or it was impelled on you that you had to have 3 meals a day, can you destroy it and create all that? And on 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, these are access consciousness tools. If you found this channel, you probably do access consciousness. You'll learn these techniques when you go to a foundation class. However, I indicated that we were going to be doing some stuff on clearing food, and I'm doing that personally for myself right now, because I intend, well, I would like to give a class in January. Clearing these points of view, not necessarily about losing weight. It's about losing everything that has been impelled and all the compulsions, the addictions, the obsessions, and the perverted points of view we have around food. And most people in some area have at least one of those. So as we start unlocking this, it allows us to create more choice. Okay, so another big thing that I've seen a lot in hypnosis is when we're getting to root causes of things. Many people had families where someone would take their share. So they couldn't leave it left on the plate because and say, I want my dessert, later because I'm full, because a brother or sister would eat it. And I even had one lady, in the crux of all her overeating stemmed from the fact that one birthday, her mother bought her a birthday cake and she got one small slice and she was going to save it to have her friends to come over. And when her friends came over, her brother had eaten the whole cake. Okay. So she found that every time there was cake or sweets or pastry puffs, she would have that thing that I have to get it all down. I have to eat it. And she told me, I can't even bring these foods into my house because if there's 6, I'll eat all 6 of them. So everywhere you've done any of that, on 6, let's destroy and uncreate it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anywhere, again, where you feel like you are compelled to do something, or you recognize this is a program I'm running, I've been impelled to do this, do a 6, and you start unlocking all of that stuff from your system. So there's some things on Thanksgiving that you're doing just because you always did them on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There's things at holidays we do just because that's what we've always done. And on 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There may be meals that you eat. You're not even hungry, but it's that time and you have to eat right now, because if you don't eat right now, you're not going to be able to eat later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a great tool to unlock. It took me all the way till I went to a COP class to actually understand what to use a 6 for. I remember asking Simone, how do you use a 6? And she gave me a couple of really good examples. So these are examples for you to use for you, because it starts unlocking those programs that we have in our body. And everywhere you find yourself impelling something, like I was impelling on my point of view on my grandson, like, oh my God, he's walking around and it's sticky and he's going to mess up the walls. On 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because when I recognized that I was doing that the second time with the M&Ms, I found a solution for him to walk around with his candies, and that was a little plastic bag that he could feel and he could look at and he could count them. He could do all the things that he wanted to do, and he didn't necessarily have to eat them. So I've given you a 6. And I want to tell you, because this is that time of year, I am grateful for everyone that listens to these videos. I'm grateful for all the comments. I'm grateful for the questions. I am grateful for you, and I want to express that gratitude. I am grateful for the clients that I get. I am grateful for the clients that decide I'm not the one and they go to someone else. I am grateful for that. So again, it's Thanksgiving. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for you listening to this whenever you listen to it. And I would like to tell you thank you. Have a wonderful day.